All right, we are playing standard Avatar. We're playing a lesson deck. One quick note I want to make is the audio in the first recording got a bit messed up. So this is not the exact list that we are playing, but we're playing something remarkably close. It was a list that 5 out of a Moto League. And yeah, let's just talk about the deck, and I will go over the changes so it's not too confusing. Yeah, this is a blue-red lesson deck. We tried something like this in Pioneer. Doing it in standard now, we've got Accumulated Wisdom as just like a 2-mana Ancestral Recall if you put enough lessons in your deck. And this version doesn't actually have that many lessons. We're only playing the 16 non-wisdom lessons. Obviously, you can just have multiple wisdoms. There are some other decent ones you could play if you wanted to, but instead there's just more cantrips to make your Dragonfly Swarm bigger, faster, which I think is very reasonable. Also, we've got Stormchaser talent and Planisphere, which wants more 1-mana cantrips. So we have Wild Ride to go with Dragon Swarm, setting up one-shot potential towards the mid-game. Not one-shot, but like finishing your opponent from large life totals. I guess you could deal 20 depending on how the game goes. But yeah, it's just removal, bounce, plus card draw. Pretty straightforward blue-red prowess deck. We've seen blue-red decks forever. Apparently, we will see them forever. They keep printing good blue and red cards. So what are you going to do? I hope you guys like blue-red. Mana base, very straightforward. Yeah, nothing too fancy going on. One card I do want to note is while playing the games, I said to myself I wanted to try Stormcatch Mentor. So that's why there's a 61st card. Just here to sort of recommend it, give it a shot. I think it plays decently well with some of this other stuff, and it is just another prowess threat. But some of the hands are a bit clunky, where you can only play 2 spells a turn because you have all these 2-mana things. So being able to have the cost reduction seemed potentially nice. So maybe you don't want to craft Planispheres, you could try this card instead potentially. But yeah, you can just ignore this if you want. Sideboard, we've got Fire Magics. I think we were playing 2 in the video. I would recommend 3. I think this is good against the blue-green deck. Cleaning up the board. They make a lot of small creatures, and you could blow up a Drunith when it's a 1-1. Or Lantern Rolf, all that stuff. Goes Vacuum for the Reanimator decks. Ral for just like mid-range control. I had 4 Into the Flood Maws, but Bounce Off is better against Badger Mole Cub because you can actually bounce the land. So I think Bounce Off is definitely worth considering. And then Spell Pierces. And a Kitnap, another card I didn't have in the list, but I do think this is really good against the card Ouroboros, where they just stack the counters on it, make it bigger, and then you take it, and now your things get bigger at a higher rate because they've already done the work of making the Ouroboros somewhat bigger. So, yep, that is the list. I will leave an export in the description, like I always do, and I will see you guys in the games. Enjoy. All right. Sorry about that. My mic was muted. We are here. So yeah, this matchup's probably going to be a bit rough. They can just like inevitable defeat our Dragonfly Swarm. We don't get the draw, yada yada yada. But that didn't happen, so that is nice. Let's cast Opt. Oh. Maybe I did want that. I don't know. I don't think I need it though. I think I have to fire this off because my removal spells are so dead anyway. I guess I want a second one of these. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard game one for sure. The Shiko, at least I get to use my removal. Which is nice. Alright, well, we got a card out of the deal. It's a nice one. Yeah, we just have so many dead cards. We also just drew a lot of removal against this deck. Really? Okay. I played a game 1 rest in peace against my... That's bad. Okay. Sure. Uh-huh. Well, about that. That's a bit of a problem. Yeah, they probably have one rest in peace in their deck that they just randomly add. But to guess, so this can blow up Shiko. That or I can have a bounce spell. I mean, bounce spell's so bad, right? Like, even if it's rest in peace, it's still, they're just going to replay it. It's not like the damage is done once my graveyard gets exiled. So, rest in peace, very hard card for my deck to beat. But maybe Ral can carry or something like that. And then the Spell Piercers will help. Should help, at least. I'd like to go first. I'd like to not have a hand full of bad removal spells. I think I'm just gonna play for this Ral. Try to curve. I think it's worth to just play the Swarm on off curve. Like, yes, I miss on the Ral, but like I can just hit anyway. My hand's decent against duress. I assume I'm losing Ral, but maybe not. Is there a best way to do this? I get Impulse or I get Draw 2. These go into the graveyard instantly. I'm gonna get a good card, then a random card. I think it's better to do this first. Alright, beat down. Yeah, this matchup is rough, especially considering my opponent's main deck rest in peace. But even despite that, I think inevitable defeat is just like Very good card. Even these helixes are pretty good. Alright, get a card back. Do a big amount of beating down. Maybe my opponent can't deal with my 6/6 or whatever. Ooh, spell pierce. Oh, yeah. Alright, we'll leave that up. That seems worth. We'll be able to 2-turn them either way, so I don't think the damage press matters. I don't know why I played the land. That was a mistake. Oh, wow. Okay, that was a second mistake. I don't know. I also mistracked my mana. Now I can't pierce. Okay, well, oops and oops. Project Rest in Peace. I couldn't have pierced it anyway, so maybe I don't get punished. Getting Rest in Peace game 1 and 2 is just so unlucky, though. We have a removal spell, too. Alright. I think I need to go shield down just yet. We have a second inevitable defeat. It's really annoying. Can't counter, can't ward trigger. Can't do nothing, really. Alright. Could have pierced that, actually. That was probably worth, as weird as it seems to be. Because, like, if they draw Inevitable Betrayal, now my pierce is useless. And it's not like these are particularly high value anyway, so I don't know. Maybe I can kill them. 7. If I find a spell and then I get to cast. So... no orders. What is this? Shrinking it? The removal spell I would double pierce. Has to be a 3-mana removal spell. I guess I'm just casting. You need to get them dead. Okay. I'd like to pay. I'll just show him the third spell first. I could also just Combustion Technique my guy. So, they were dead either way, because it's -3, so he gets the 6, but it's funnier if I Spell Pierce 3 times. Alright, well, we beat the Rest in Peace. Can we do it again? I don't know. We will see. Ooh, this hand's nice. This hand is very good. This is the type of start that maybe I can just outgrind them. Even through a rest in peace, I get a lot of pressure on the board. Got a bunch of cards. This card is just one of the best cards in Standard. It's so unbelievably strong. Bloom Burrow is just a busted set. Yep. Oh my god. I blew it. I blew it so bad. Alright, well, it's not that big of a deal, but it is bad. Shit. A little lazy here with my mana. Too used to playing with Steam Vents, I guess. Well, this is still a good turn. Pretty damn okay exchange, if you ask me. Don't rest in peace me. It'd be very not cool of you to do that. You know, I don't even care that much about rest in peace. What am I talking about? I care more about, like, Ultima. Or Sweeper. Oh, whoa. Alright. What do you have? A lot of pressure on the board, a lot of good cards in hand. Would not hate a wild, or, is it Wild Ride? The thing gives me haste. That's what I want. Yeah, these inevitable defeats have just ended up being so bad this game. Alright, that is lethal. Nice. GG! We beat the rest in pieces. I don't know what the hell happened this last game. There's a random red avatar that showed up, but nice. GG's. When it goes first, I'm mulligan. I don't want to keep. Get rid of Sleight of Hand, I guess. Hope it 2-mana shock is good enough. I think on a mold of 5, I need all my value cards to be good. I don't know why I said that southernly, but I did. Alright. We can take Cantrip and then discard Lesson, play Drake. I think I just am supposed to take the Dragon, discard Lesson, and hope to draw Cantrips here. They're still threatening enough. I mean, they're not big, but they're going to hit them. They're going to hit them for damages. Yeah, that's annoying. Good card. Alright, one more Lesson and we're back. This card is insane. Yes, I draw a card. It's a lesson. It's not very good against the board, but it is a lesson. And my cards are pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, my cards are pretty good. Not bad uncommons we got going over here. Yeah, sure. And 2 mountains is a little awkward. I should have considered just, it's better to have 1 red than 3 blue. Alright, it's a good turn. I'm gonna get this to 4. I missed a land, that's unfortunate. Be bad if I don't kill this. Just hit a land, easy. Oh no. Well, I lost the game. That's a tough beat. Yeah, bricking there in that many looks is unfortunate. I mean, maybe I just misplayed. Man, I think I did. I think I just got greedy. Because we're in a fine spot. I mean, we're still not... That's really bad. Alright. Unlucky. Definitely unlucky. Still very impressive of the deck. Like, the things we did, like the amount of card advantage we got, they'd have like double... I mean, they had such a good start. They had like payoff, pixie, removal spell, into 2/4, into 2/4 spell. Like, I don't know. And I still arguably could have just won if I just played my removal spell instead of trying to outgrow the nowhere to run on the stat line for the Planisphere. Who knows? Alright, do I want Fire Magic? None of these cards seem particularly good. Fire Magic can clean up these idiot 1/1s and 2/2s. I do think I'm gonna try it. And do I want Wild Ride? Wild Ride doesn't seem that important to me. Do I want Ral? I don't think so. Alright, go again. I don't really know how this matchup is. I assume it's probably just close, right? Like, we're kind of functioning in similar ways. Like, my curve's a little leaner. I have a draw 3. But also, like, their deck is clearly capable of doing really powerful stuff. I don't have a cantrip I can't keep. That was a mold of 5 also, wasn't it? Or was that the other game? I don't remember. I think that was a mold of 5. This deck seems good. This deck seems legit. I mean, blue-red forever, right? We're just never not going to have blue-red best deck for eternity. Another mulligan, though, is kind of rough against the all 2-for-1's deck. Yeah, I mean, that's a really good start. Again. If you draw Nurturing Pixie, your deck is very good. It's a lot like my deck. Like, if you draw a Stormchaser talent, your deck is very good. If you don't... Well, this version has Ancestral Recall, so I guess you don't need Stormchaser's talent. If you don't draw Ancestral Recall or Stormchaser talent, then you have the Swarm. Yeah, this deck seems good. This seems like a good Magic deck. The more I think about it and talk about it, it seems like it is a structurally sound strategy. Unfortunate. Maybe we get a red source here. Alright. You got me. GG's. Not the best of luck, but happens. Alright, I would like to go first. Sure. I would like to draw cards. you go. Not sure if this is correct or not, but I do want to use my mana, so I'm gonna kill the thing and hopefully we can draw like a Drake or double spell next turn. Yep. So unsummons are really good against this because it's dies or exile. But my opponent's hand is 1-drop, Badgermole Club, Drunith 1-drop. That's a problem. I mean, I'm dead, right? Like, they just had a draw that there's like no counterplay. I just lose. I don't really have a say in any of the things that are happening. I just lose the game. Yeah, that's Magic in 2025. Right. Whatever. Good game. Let's put in these fire magics, I guess. And then I probably want some Flood Maws just for the Ouroboros. You know, we could try all of them because I mentioned it seems good against Badgermole Cub. What the hell are we taking out? Do I need Planisphere? They're not going to have that much removal, and the removal they have is going to be bounces. I could try... I mean, maybe I would be worried about threat density, but... I'm just going to try 0. Let's see how it goes. Drunith is also just a broken magic card. I hate that card so much. It was a card during spoiler season. Like, this card seems busted, and then I played with it and just crushed everybody with it. Now it's just in, like, arguably the best deck in Standard, and it's just, it's so disgusting. It's like, they play a 1-drop, and then, like, you can't trade up with it, and if you don't kill it, you also lose the game. It's just such a miserable design. Okay. I play this, I say go. Maybe the fire magic can punish the Drunith. Are we in a main deck fire magic metagame? I think I'm just gonna play for the Pyroclasm on 3. And hope I can get him that way. Nice. Can't get Ouroboros-ed. Yeah. I guess I can. That's just Ouroboros and I'm just dead. That's a gross turn 3. Yeah, they had to have Cub into Ouroboros, I guess. Otherwise, I mean, if their turn isn't too bad, I can just fire magic everything away. Okay. They have counterspell? We've done it for 1? They can't or no, they can't unsummon. Is this a card this deck typically plays? Oh, it still gets countered. Oh, it's not. Okay, my bad. That's fine. I mean, I think I would have killed the Cub either way, but now we just have to race them. They clearly didn't have the Ouroboros. So as long as they don't draw it, I can probably race. My bad, though. So this says put counters on a thing, and then it checks greatest after resolution. Okay. I should have just read it. It's my fault. Nothing. This is non-land, right? Just bounce the mana source. 3, like, they could have Enduring Curiosity or whatever. Do I care about the Durnith? Only if they can make flyers. I think I'm just gonna do this. Because my goal here is to 2-turn them. It doesn't. Owl. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we got to trade. And we're back to the goal of 2-turning them. Like, maybe there's a tiny chance I could kill them. I don't think so. How am I getting 7? So opt is 7. I need 6. Now they get extra mana sources, but they can't do that much with this turn. Don't really care about that. Okay. 7. So this is potentially 3 for 3 mana. 10. So I guess if I hit all 1s and an untapped land, I could technically kill them. So this is close to what I want, but I just want to bounce my own talent. I don't have a way to get face damage, right? So this is plus. I don't think it's possible. Need to not die. How do I not die? I think it's just... I don't think I need the talent. We're just gonna hope they can't interact with the... I probably could have navigated... I mean, I definitely could have navigated this game better. I messed up. But, you know, considering everything that happened, it's still kind of impressive. You have Tyvars. That's great. Hell yeah. Show me what's what. Give me that damage before you concede. Waste all of our time. Alright. We still got him. Yeah, on the draw, that's a different ball game. That's a scary time. Yeah, we would have a shock, right? Hopefully we can kill their turn 1 play and then maybe clean up the cub. So, interesting thing about Badger Mole Cub that I'm now realizing, because I was like, oh, Into the Flood Maw is good, right? It can bounce the land. Well, it can't bounce lands, obviously. So, I wonder if maybe you want actual unsummon if Badger Mole Cub is popular, because then when your opponent animates their land, you just return it to their hand. Their life sucks. You just get a Boomerang for 1 mana. I could see that. So maybe this side... If you're playing the sideboard, I would probably just switch 2 of the Into the Flood Maws for the Aether Drift Unsummon. You can play Unsummon too for style points because no one plays vehicles, but... Alright. Don't mull to 5, please. Okay, this hand's a fine 1-lander, I think. We'll keep you... It's a weird spot where I kind of... Nah, I think it's Flood Maw. Yeah, I think it's too greedy. I don't know. It's close. There's a lot of ways you could go about doing it. I'm Threat Light, so I want this. Okay. Do I want to kill the 1/2? They're just gonna get 2 mana no matter what. Yeah. This is the exact type of start where it's like, it's possible I just can't do anything depending on what their hand is. Yeah, now I can't answer a threat. I missed on land too. Okay. Well, tough breaks. I mean, it's fine. I actually, like, we're gonna lose this game. Maybe draw Fire Magic, but I need to get lands. But still, I do think this deck was legit, like, impressive. You know. Like, I think it does things well. I'm sure it could be worked on and improved upon, but for a deck that's just largely commons and uncommons, it does some powerful stuff. There's some other weird things you could try, too. Like, there's a card that's like a Goblin Electromancer with Prowess. I think it's an Otter. So it says all your instants and sorceries cost 1 less, and I think it has Prowess. But in a deck with all these 2s, like, that's a card I would definitely consider playing with. Okay. So this always gets saved, right? Tap another creature, indestructible. How much damage am I going to take? They only have 2 lands. We can kill Cub, bounce Tyvar, and just try to catch up. But they have these paw patches. So I need to live and then draw Fire Magic, I think, is my only... I guess I could just draw Fire Magic straight up. Pretty good here. So does that mean I want to cast Wisdom because I look at more cards, or do I want to cast Attachment because then I can Wisdom? This will put us at 3 if I discard the basics. I probably don't need double bounce. And yeah, casting a spell here I don't think really accomplishes anything. We're gonna say go. I think we're dead though. I think I needed to find the Fire Magic before stuff happened. And they drew a land. So. Okay, well, good beats. I mean, solid showing by the deck, honestly. Like, it's not always about winning. It's about, like, understanding what's going on. We did mulligan a bunch, but the deck seems pretty good at mulliganing. Also, just, like, played against a green deck that was on the play that had 1 drop in a Badgermole Cub, so is what it is. But yeah, I would consider trying something like the card that does spell cost reduction, because you have a lot of 2 mana cards, and they're very good. So, like, I think you could justify playing them at 2 mana, but they can be a bit cumbersome, so I think that's a card I'm going to try in this deck next. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and feel free to leave a comment for what you want to see next. Hope you guys are enjoying Standard, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.